Today is Valentine's Day, which means first, I love you guys, and second, Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 comes out in just a couple of days. Now, I have made a bunch of Poppy Playtime animatronics, but it has been about a year and a half since the last time I have made one of those crawling, smiling critter animatronics. But I have yet to make a nightmare critter. So in this video, I'll be making a CHOPS nightmare crawling critter. And just like I did for my catnap and dog day crawling critters, I will be destroying and recreating this crawling dog toy. Let's go ahead and get this guy set up. Who's a good boy? You're a good boy. I can't believe I just did that. Pete is gonna come after me now. Oh! This is always the worst part of this project because even though it's a toy, it still feels really, really wrong to do. And there is hair everywhere. This thing sheds like a real husky, which makes it even worse. And then all of its guts got hair in my mouth. I'm actually doing something a little bit different than what I did for my catnap and dog day crawling smiling critters. For those projects, I actually kept the body on and just took the head off. That way it created a layer of fluff and made it thicker. I'm just gonna stuff it with some cotton. It might be easier to hot glue the pieces together. Something else that I need to do is I gotta find a way to remove the speaker because CHOPS is a sheep or lamb, whatever, and this thing barks. Last I checked, sheep don't bark. Well, they might, I don't know. So I gotta go remove the speaker so our CHOP don't bark. The speaker has been removed, so now the audio should not play when he starts to walk. Oh my gosh, he is fast too. Okay, perfect, so we didn't cut any wires that we weren't supposed to cut. Okay, buddy, you can stop now. Okay, so everything is looking good. There is no audio coming from the walking dog, soon to be lamb. So now we can actually start turning it into CHOPS. So other than the walking dog toy, the other materials that I have for the project consist of some foam clay, black fabric, a bunch of black Pom-Pom cotton ball thingies, some aluminum foil for the base of the head, and a zipper. Now this doesn't seem like a lot of materials, and it really isn't. You can get some foam clay for like $10 on Amazon. I got this pre-cut black fabric at Walmart for only $2. It was on sale. These black pom-poms were like $1 or so each, and I did get a discount on all of them, so in total it was maybe like $2 or something like that. Tinfoil was around like $5, and the zipper I believe was like $3 or something like that. So all the materials are pretty inexpensive, but the most expensive thing for the project is unfortunately the walking dog. This one cost me about $60, but there are a whole bunch of different types of walking dog toys that you can get. So I'd say this project is pretty budget friendly, but the first thing we need to do is cover the body in the black fabric. So I'm gonna cut the fabric into 5 different sections. One section is gonna be for the body, and the other 4 are gonna be for each individual legs. I also forgot one more material, and that is the white fabric. You can either use felt or some white fabric. I again got this for like a couple dollars at Walmart, and these will just be for the paws of CHOPS. So I've got the first section of black fabric onto the body. I haven't glued anything yet. It kind of looks like a vest, and I can't close this up quite yet. On all the smiling critters, they have a zipper. So I've got my zipper here, and I'm actually gonna go ahead and glue on the zipper. I'm making like a little jacket for him. It's kind of cute. Boom, the zipper is officially on the body and it is fully functional, as you can see. I absolutely love this process. I have no idea why, it just seems so cool. Before I do the legs and the head, I do want to stuff it with some cotton. That way I can poof it up a little bit because he is a little chunky. And I can actually go ahead and use the cotton that came from the head when I gruesomely took it apart. I've got my lamb dog stuffed like a turkey. Now I know what it feels like to work at Build-A-Bear. That was really fun. I also went ahead and put some fabric on the butt really quick. So now the fabric for the body is done and I can go ahead and start working on each leg. So I've got the 4 legs here, and what I did was I took the black fabric and I overlapped it on these legs just to get the right size, but then I hot glued the seams at an angle. That way it starts off skinny, and as it goes down it gets thicker, just like the legs in the game. And now each leg has perfect seams. So all I gotta do is just slip them on and glue them at the very top. I have got the socks put on and it is already coming together. I haven't put the white paws on yet. I first want to test out if putting on the black fabric restricted any of the movement. So let me go turn them on. All right, it works. He walks perfectly fine, so we are looking good. So I made the socks a little too long, but that's okay because I can just go ahead and roll them up and add the white fabric to it, and it makes it a little bit poofier. I can also just cut it off, but it saves me on some cotton. Speaking of cotton, I am gonna put a little bit into each legs just to thicken them up a little bit. His white paws are glued on and I went ahead and sealed them up at the very bottom. Let's go see if this affects the walking at all. Nope, he walks perfectly fine. This is perfect. The next thing I want to do before I move on to the most important part, which is the head, I want to make the poofy tail. The tail just consists of a bunch of these black pom-poms, so I'm just going to glue a bunch together and slap it on. Look how absolutely floofy that tail is. It is so soft too. I cannot wait to make the head. It is gonna look so good and feel so soft. Let's go ahead and start the head. Something that I've learned from my previous 2 crawling critters is that you don't wanna make too heavy of a head. When that's too heavy, it has a really hard time walking and it leans down. And because Baba Chop's head is completely different from Catnap and Dog Day's head, it actually calls for lighter materials. The thing that's the heaviest on the head is gonna be the foam clay, so I need to make sure to use as little of this as possible. And that's why I'm gonna use some aluminum foil to build the base of the head and get a good solid structure of it, and then I'll apply a thin layer of some foam clay to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the aluminum foil on there. I just finished sculpting the head out of the clay foam, and I also went ahead and made the ears as well. Obviously, it does not look like Baba Chop's face. I still have to paint the inside of the mouth black as well as the eyes black, and then give him those big front teeth. But I have to let this foam dry first, so that means I'm gonna go check on it tomorrow and see if it is ready for some paint. It is the very next day, and the foam is done drying. It did unfortunately puff up a little bit. The only good thing about that is that it smoothed it out, but the bad thing is that it got rid of some of the facial features, but I can just fix that by scoring it. Before I do any of the painting, I wanna go ahead and glue on all of the black pom-poms. I ended up using all 3 bags of the black pom-poms, and all of them are on the head, and it's already looking so much fuller, and it is super, super soft and squishy. It's fun to play with. There's a bunch of glue strings from the hot glue sticks that I used, so I gotta make sure to clean this thing up before I present it. But now that that part's done, all I have to do is paint the eyes and mouth, make the buck teeth, and make the skull that goes on a zipper. So I think the first thing we should do is paint on the facial features. Scratch that, I lied. I decided against painting the eyes and mouth black. I think the black paint comes out a little too dull. Instead, I found some black velvet fabric. This is left over from when I made the marionette. And as you can see, it appears like super dark. So I think this will look really good for the eyes and the mouth, making it look like it's a void. So I'm gonna do this instead. I've got the black velvet fabric glued both to the mouth and the eyes. He does look a little goofy without his tooth right now. Luckily that won't last long because the next part is to make the tooth. And for the tooth, it's actually super simple. I have a scrap piece of EVA foam, and all I gotta do is cut out a shape of a tooth and slap it on there. And look at that, the tooth really added a lot of character to him. His face is looking a lot more complete. Now we're on to the very last step, which is to make the skull emblem that goes on the zipper. And to make that, I actually have some EVA foam mat left over from a previous project. This will work perfectly for the skull, as the skull is kind of grayish. So I gotta go draw the design and cut it out. I'm actually very surprised. I think that the skull emblem came out like perfectly. I used the heat gun so that anything that I slit would open up more. Now the very, very, very last step is to glue this on, and then we are done. Baba Chops is complete. Without further ado, here is my last Poppy Playtime project before Chapter 5 comes out. I absolutely love how this turned out. He is super adorable. He walks perfectly fine too. Look how cute he is. All right, chill. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you see, I do a lot of projects like this. Just comment down below what projects you want me to build and I'll see if I can do them. Peace.